What happens when the world's biggest economy goes to war? Not with weapons, but with tariffs. Trump's trade policy is back, and it's already reshaping supply chains, spooking markets, and jacking up prices across the globe. In this video, we break down the ripple effect, how these tariffs could lead to recession, inflation, and a rewiring of the global economy. Welcome to FinTech Central, the channel at the intersection of artificial intelligence, finance, and global economics. If you're into future-focused insights, smart investing, and cutting through the noise, you're in the right place. Today's topic isn't just trending, it's personal. Because tariffs don't just affect politicians or corporations. They hit your shopping bill, your investments, your job security, and your country's future. Let's unpack it. Let's start with the basics. A tariff is a tax placed on goods imported from another country. Think of it like a border toll. If a Chinese company wants to sell steel in the United States, it has to pay a fee at the port, and that fee makes the steel more expensive. Who pays the price? You do. That added cost travels down the supply chain, from importers to wholesalers to retailers, and ends up in your final purchase price. Tariffs are meant to protect local industries. If foreign goods cost more, naturally people will buy from domestic producers instead. But in a globalized economy, where even American-made products often rely on foreign parts, it's not that simple. Tariffs don't just impact the country they're aimed at. They disrupt entire supply chains, inflate costs, and shift trade patterns around the world. Trump's renewed tariff push in 2024 is part of his broader America First agenda. His goals include bringing manufacturing back to United States soil, punishing China and other countries for unfair trade practices, reducing America's dependence on foreign suppliers, and protecting American jobs and intellectual property. On paper, it sounds like a patriotic economic revival, but global trade isn't a solo game. Countries retaliate, supply chains shift, and protectionist policies often lead to unintended consequences. Imagine trying to fix a leaky faucet by shutting off the entire water supply. Sure, you stop the leak, but now nothing flows. So what actually happened after these tariffs kicked in? First, stock market volatility. Markets hate uncertainty. When tariffs are announced, companies don't know if their supply costs will rise, if their exports will be blocked, or if their profits will take a hit. Investors react with fear, and stock prices drop. Second, rising prices. Tariffs on parts like steel, semiconductors, and machinery drive up costs for United States manufacturers, who pass those costs on to consumers. So your next car, washing machine, or laptop, it's probably more expensive because of tariffs. Even United States-made products are affected, because they often include foreign components. Third, corporate reactions. Rather than reshoring to America, many companies shifted operations to places like Vietnam or Mexico, countries not hit by United States tariffs. It's called friendshoring, rebuilding supply chains in allied countries. Fourth, retaliation. Other countries hit back. China placed tariffs on American soybeans and meat. The European Union slapped duties on United States tech and motorcycles. This hurt United States exporters and added even more pressure on global trade. Short term? There were some quick wins. A few factories reopened. Some industries got a temporary edge, but much of that was artificial, driven by government subsidies or offset by higher production costs. Long term? That's where the real shakeup is happening. First, deglobalization. Tariffs have accelerated a move toward regional trade blocs and protectionist policies. Countries are reducing reliance on foreign rivals and forming tighter alliances, which can limit global economic growth. Second, supply chain reconfiguration. Companies are spending millions to build more resilient, multi-country supply networks. That means shifting suppliers, diversifying manufacturing, and adding backup systems. It's costly, but it's also long-lasting. Third, slower global growth. trade tensions are a drag on global GDP. According to the World Bank, ongoing tariff battles could shave over $1 trillion off global economic output by 2030. So, has Trump's plan actually succeeded? Let's break it down. Trade deficit? It's shrunk slightly, but mostly because Americans are importing less, not because exports are booming. Manufacturing jobs? A few have returned. But honestly, many were replaced by automation or moved to other low-cost countries. China's dominance? It's being challenged, yes, but China is also investing heavily in self-sufficiency and forming new trade ties across Asia, Africa, and Latin America. The reality is, there are gains, but they're uneven. The pain is real, the success is debatable, and the global economy has become more fragmented. Let's break it down. Winners, U.S. manufacturers, insulated from foreign competition. Governments collecting tariff revenue. Countries like India, Vietnam, and Mexico benefiting from redirected supply chains. Losers, consumers, paying more for everyday goods. Farmers and exporters hurt by retaliation. Small businesses struggling with higher input costs. Investors dealing with market uncertainty. And don't overlook the opportunity cost. Money spent navigating trade barriers could have gone to product innovation, hiring, or tech upgrades. This is where it gets personal. Groceries. Prices rise when fertilizer, machinery, or food imports get hit. Electronics, semiconductors, rare earths, and batteries are often imported. Tariffs raise costs on everything from smartphones to EVs. Housing and credit? Inflation pressures central banks to raise interest rates, which affects mortgages, business loans, and credit card interest. Your investments? Tariff-induced volatility can rock your super fund, 401k, or stock portfolio. Even if you don't trade internationally, you live in a global economy. Tariffs aren't abstract. They impact your daily financial life. So, where does this leave us? Tariffs aren't good or bad, they're tools. But they're blunt tools, designed for a world that doesn't exist anymore. Trump's tariffs have sparked important debates about sovereignty, resilience, and fairness. They've forced companies and countries to rethink how they trade. But the path forward needs more than taxes and retaliation. It needs strategy, it needs global cooperation, and it needs policies that protect without isolating. This has been FinTech Central. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit like and subscribe. We've got more deep dives coming on AI, crypto, and the forces shaping your financial future. And don't miss the follow-up bite-sized intel video on What are Tariffs? A simple 3-minute explainer to help anyone understand the fundamentals. Drop a comment. Are tariffs helping or hurting? And how do you think they're affecting your life? Until next time, stay smart, stay informed, and keep building.